All right, boys and girls, grab a cup of coffee, stick around, and let's talk about my Harley Davidson CVO Pan Am. Maybe it's coffee, maybe it's whiskey. This was the ultimate comeback kid story. And if you've been on my channel for a while, you know that I really loved the Pan America and I like adventure bikes. But unfortunately, this is only the 3,231 mile review because I've got an issue that can't be fixed. When you spend about $30,000 on a new motorcycle, you expect it to perform flawlessly. In fact, when you buy a CVO Harley Davidson, you really expect it to perform the way it's supposed to. Honestly, I didn't buy an Ibex or some foreign market bike. Like, this was built in Pennsylvania. By the way, they now make them in Taiwan. Instead of having a great success story here, I'm fighting with this like a rookie trying to place a ladder wrong on the building. It's just super frustrating.
Why won't you listen?
So here's the deal. This fancy adventure bike likes neutral. It misses shifts and it goes into neutral for no reason. Here's a few videos of the actual issue, so you know I'm not just making this up.
Would you look at that?
Nothing. See? One. There it is. Do it again. That's enough of that. I took this bike in because of these issues to the dealer and I said, please check it out. The tech took it for a ride and probably drove it like a grandpa and couldn't get the bike to do anything. So the first call that I got was, hey, it doesn't appear your bike has any problems. Now, there was a couple other issues besides for the neutral issue. So there was a wiring issue with the front suspension because the check engine light would come on about 50% of the time. The other issue that I have is that the heated hand grips just don't work at all. They're super lame. So the service manager told me he would take care of all of the items, and once I got the phone call back about not having a problem with the neutral, I sent him the video that I had made and he said, okay, and he took it for a ride. He called me back right away and said, yeah, this has got a problem. So they dug into it with tech support. I believe the dealers have like a help desk that they can call at the motor company. They assigned a case to it. They told them, here are the things you can do. I actually suggested doing these exact same things as well, and the service manager thought that's a great idea, let's just try it. So they did. Once the dealer did all of these things, and the service manager then took it for another ride in the same fashion they did before, the problem was still there. Super disappointing, right? When you're trying to fix something and you're doing what you're supposed to and it doesn't work, it really makes you have to dig deep, doesn't it? After about 2 weeks of having the bike-ish, they called in their Harley Davidson big dog representative that handles the New England area. Supposedly, I think he's a mechanic of some sort. And they flew him in, he looked at the bike, he took it for a ride, he got the same exact problem to take place. So he got on the phone with the mothership and they said, that's normal. Huh? That's normal? It's normal when you're riding a motorcycle for it to just pop into neutral? And I mean, that to me, that's dangerous, especially on a bike like this, when you are off-road and you're relying on the engine to brake and it goes into neutral for no reason. That is a problem. Just so you know the specific parameters of this issue, when you're shifting up with the quick shifter only, under heavy load, you will miss gears. And it's not just this bike, it's actually a systemic issue because I demoed an ST this summer and it did exactly the same thing. And in fact, I almost launched the handlebars because wow, that was kind of weird. Nice. I was going through the gears, quick shift, full throttle, and it put it into neutral. I did not like that. The other issue it has is when you're downshifting and you're using the engine to brake and you're under hard throttle. So perhaps like you are off-road and you are in a downhill dirt section and you really want that bike to stop. When you shift from third to second, it will pop into neutral for no reason whatsoever with no rider intervention. That's dangerous. And that sent me tumbling a couple times already. What's the verdict? This is Harley's quote, within parameters nonsense that I got. As long as you're operating this bike within the parameters, then the bike is fine. I'm gonna rewind back to my initial 2021 Pan Am that I had with the issue that I had with that off-road. The first time I took it off-road and put it in traction control bypass and spun the tires. The bike went into limp mode. I barely got it out of the woods. Harley Davidson's response to that, after having it for about a week at the dealership, was, you're not operating the bike the way it was designed. I'm sorry, I'm not operating the bike the way it's designed. Have you seen your guys' marketing on this bike? Have you ever been to a rider meet where they have a jacked up F350 displaying these bikes as the ultimate off-road machine? Again, I'm just a guy from Maine that doesn't know much. I just tend to think common sense wise that this is supposed to be an adventure bike and they are marketing it to be ridden like an adventure bike. So when you use the bike the way it's designed and not beating on a $30,000 motorcycle that you own, but using it the way it's designed and it doesn't perform, that's a problem. It's almost like you've been sold a bill of goods for something that doesn't do what it's supposed to. Let's get back to the within parameters section. Here's a screenshot of when they say you're supposed to shift. I don't know about you, but you can't exactly time your shifts perfectly in every situation. For instance, sometimes you're gonna take off and you're gonna get on the throttle and you're gonna shift. Other times you're not, especially with downshifting. And the reason why I bought the CVO was because of the quick shifter. So the bike works perfectly fine if you don't use the quick shifter. And Harley's two suggestions to me are shift within the parameters or don't use the quick shifter. I'm actually getting like that migraine headache right here, right now, filming this video, just because, again, it's common sense is completely gone nowadays. I've been riding bikes for over 20 years, and that's like telling the operator, you must shift at exactly 3,210 RPMs for the shifter to engage. No, we have transmissions with synchros, we have slipper clutches, and the quick shifter is supposed to be able to bang it up and down. Now, I had a GS, two GSs, mind you, that I put over 20,000 miles on with quick shifters and never once had an issue in any aspect with the quick shifter. That's like telling me as a firefighter, listen, you can fight fires, but you can only spray water from 2 to 4 p.m. on Tuesdays and Thursdays. The rest of the days, you just have to figure it out. Harley's response to me saying, unless you shift like a lab robot exactly within these parameters, is like a two-wheeled joke. So here's the insult. I asked the dealership, hey, can you buy my motorcycle back? Because like, you just sold me this bike, you know who I am, you know the problem exists, and you know Harley's not gonna do anything for me. Yeah, they offered me 15 grand. $15,000, and this bike is immaculate. Like there's not a scratch on it. Here's my advice, and I know this video droned on a little bit, but I appreciate you listening to me. If you're gonna buy a CVO, or a Pan Am for that matter, just be aware of two big things. Actually, I'll say three big things. Number one, the depreciation on these bikes is out of control. Like when you buy this bike, you're not gonna get back even close to what you put into it. Of course, that does go for most new bikes that you buy, but these bikes in particular really seem to have a problem. The second thing that I will tell you, Harley Davidson dealerships may have one mechanic that's been to a Pan Am class or a Revolution Max class, and that's about it. They may not have the experience that they have with the bigger bikes and the M8s and everything else that have been out forever, because there's just not very many of them out there. If you get a funky problem like this guy right here, you're gonna end up having to wait a long time to get your bike fixed, and they're gonna be really struggling to fix it. The third issue I have is that this is a $30,000 service experiment. I bought a 21 and I had the problems with the first generation bike, which you really shouldn't have, because the engineers and the testers should have flushed out the problems, but they didn't. In 24, several years after we've produced this model and it's been out in the field, you guys should have figured this stuff out, because this is just bad for your brand. And it's like, I knew that I shouldn't have bought this bike. I knew it. But I did the demo rides and I just got hooked again on the power and the agility and the way the bike feels, and I just love it. But they just haven't figured it out yet. They just haven't figured it out yet. To tell a customer that you know the problem exists and it's a software issue and we don't have a fix for it, and shift within the parameters and just deal with it, does not sit well with me. Again, common sense, right? So what am I gonna do? What's the verdict? I'm still trying to talk with them to figure out what they're gonna do, but I'm probably just gonna sell the bike private sale, take a hit, and call it a day. I don't wanna have this bike in my shop losing money with issues that Harley Davidson says don't exist. It doesn't sit well with me. I kinda got that PTSD from the 21 model, and we're right back there again with the same thing. So to me, for that reason, I'm out. Hopefully this video helps you. Maybe it doesn't. Thanks for tuning in for the last 10 minutes and listening to me talk. Throw your comments down below. I'm on 5 different Pan Am Facebook groups, and a few people here and there have mentioned this issue, so I know it's out there. And like I said, I demoed a bike and it did exactly the same thing. I know other people are having this problem. Thanks, and ride safe.